Sorry. So, I have never spoken to him before in my life. So when I started ranting and shouting that on my status on Instagram, I had a partial mental breakdown. I still think I still have that. I still think I'm still not well like that. So when I wake up in the morning, I wake up with shock and fear. I just go and just start writing on my status. I'm asking that is the Inspector General of Police aware that these people are using his office for unlawful detention. I have never spoken to Adewale Oladapo in my life. I don't know how it looks like. The only thing I have about him in my head is what I saw online, his pictures. And they didn't reach out to me. Instead, the other day I said they sent another letter to my house. They came to my house. That's what scared me. Because he doesn't know where I live. So the Nigerian police must have released my address to him because they are the ones that have been tracking me for him. They are tracking me for Adewale Oladapo. So how did he get my house address? Because all the time that I went to my house, physically to my house, I mean that was the height of it. Like what's going on? Why would the Nigerian police release my house address to this man that I don't know him, that's already started fighting me for no reason? I don't feel safe in the back and everything because people like this, when it comes to this that they're very deadly. So I'm just saying it here authoritatively that if anything happens to me or anybody in my house, or Adewale Oladapo, Biggie should be held responsible. Moses Jolubo, former Ifeogoli, just motoring, they must be held responsible because they are the one that released my house address to Biggie, whatever it is called.
My question is, you were arrested in Lagos or Abuja. You went to them or they came for you? I want to know.
You know, I thought that would have made them realize that this woman wants peace.
Responsible, yeah.
Yes, and she's responsible. I have nothing to hide. They didn't come for me, I went to them. To my house. After they brought it to my house, they still sent it to my WhatsApp. They sent it to my email address. For me, I don't understand the law, all these law terms. So what is it? What do you call it again?
I am the legal representative of Azuka. My name is Kendi. I am the legal representative of Azuka, human rights lawyer. And so basically, all that she has narrated is the true and correct position of things. To specifically answer your question, to try and shed light their earlier sins, right? So she went there in the company of a legal practitioner from our law office as well, right? So when they got there, because of the presence of the legal practitioner, the Nigerian police could not misbehave, and they had to, follow the law. And she was not malhandled on that particular day. She was granted bail on that particular, and that very day, the bail was perfected, and then she was let go. Days after,
On
Friday of the same week that she was released on bail, the Nigerian police, in a gangster manner,
Maybe you should say it properly in a Gestapo manner.
the Nigerian police in a rather Gestapo or gangster manner, invaded their personal space. And they just came like a thief in the night. They whisked her away like a common criminal. And in the process, they injured her and took her forcefully. No warrant of arrest, nothing was shown. She was just picked up like a common criminal. Despite the fact that she had been granted bail 2 days before. 2 days before. So she was taken to the police station, but this time around, the legal practitioner was not there. And like she rightly said, she made several attempts several attempts. She made several attempts to reach out to her lawyers to inform them that she has now been picked up again on the same subject matter, but they blatantly refused. In essence, they denied her a fundamental human right, access to legal representation. And so because the lawyers were not there, because our lawyers were not there, they had a field day in perpetuating evil and raping the Constitution as far as our rights were concerned. So on a large scale, they violated our rights, dignity, liberty, as much as they could. So it's such an unfortunate situation. So to answer the question as to the court orders, after they had done this, and she eventually found a way to escape from their shackles. She came back to Lagos with the intent of getting herself back, because it was a traumatic experience. All that she went through, 3 days in the confines of these people, was very traumatic, very, very traumatic. So she came back to Lagos in hopes that she could recover. But guess what? The proponents, the people instigating the Nigerian police, guess what they did? They served her with a rather frivolous memorandum of claim, saying that they will file an action against her for defamation, for this and that. Frivolous. And that was the legal document she was trying to explain that it's serving. It was a memorandum of claim on a very, very frivolous, matter that cannot be rooted in law, neither can it be rooted in logic. So they further compounded her woes. The innocent woman that thought she had been freed from the, debacle, the shackles of the Nigerian police. It's just an unfortunate situation. And so, to further expound on some of the legal, standpoints that she probably did not, talk about, right? So, three things. This whole scenario that has played out has, brought about 3 things. One is that the abuse of police powers. The abuse of police powers. The police is an institution that was created primarily for the protection of lives and properties, our welfare. But it is rather unfortunate that more often times than not, and particularly in this scenario, they have acted completely in the opposite direction from why they were created. Right? It is also clear, very clear, that the police generally, the Supreme Court and indeed the courts in Nigeria have held that the police does not have anything to do with commercial disputes, civil transactions. And like she has rightly said, the origin, the genesis of all these, unfortunate woes that has befallen her started from a transaction between two companies, Capital Gardens and Origin. By way of summary, Capital Gardens purchased 4 hectares of land from Oregon and Japan, right? About 4 years ago, 4 hectares of land. 5 years later, for a huge amount of money, they paid in full. It was not a purchase on credit. 4 hectares. The consideration grown into billions, right? So they paid in full. And after 4 years, the seller, which is Orator, turned around to say that we are no longer selling to you. You have collected money. You have prepared a deed which has been executed by both parties. And then because you feel like you can do as you wish, this is Nigeria, anything goes. They wanted to unilaterally, present the contract, a binding and enforceable contract. And they said, dear capital guardians, come and collect your money. 4 years after the transaction has concluded. In our own investigation, we found out that the probable reason why they wanted to take this backdoor approach is because they probably found a buyer that was willing to pay an amount perhaps higher than the amount they had collected from capital guardians, right? So that was why but our clients in capital guardians went to court that this is not done. Where is it done that after 4 years of selling land to me, you just want to turn around and say you are not selling again? And I have paid, we have endorsed the deed, we have executed the deed. They turned around and they said, the best place to run to in such a circumstances where the court of law is supposed to be where? Last place of the common man, where disputes like this, civil disputes and commercial disputes like this should be resolved. So he went to court, capital guardians went to court and obtained an order. The court of law, the Lagos State High Court, gave an order. What were the orders the court gave? One, the court gave an order that the parties should not deal with the property. Let the property be. Right? This is now this property is now a subject of litigation. Let it be until this case is finally determined. Two, the court decided, the court said specifically in that order, the order issued by the Lagos State High Court on the 25th of March. In that order, the court said that secondly, right? Parties, apart from the fact that parties should not deal with it, the court pointed out that a publication must be made to save the general public, the unsuspecting public, from buying that subject matter, that land, which is a subject of litigation. That, make a publication to notify them that this land is now a subject of litigation, so that nobody will mistakenly or inadvertently have their money stocked into such a land, right? And so the third this innocent woman, our client, is just being made to suffer for what she knows nothing about.
Thank you so much.
All that she has just done in this matter is to do her job, which is to just publish what? The court order.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And all the parties responsible for putting her in this state are being sued in that particular suit.
Thank you so much.
The name of the police station she was.
Yes, where was she taken to when she was picked in Abuja? Yes. And where did they detain her? Very, very straightforward answer.
Yes, she was there.
Mama,
tell us the name, the name of
the station. Thank you.
It was Azuka Ogujiuba station.
What is
Is the headquarters? The headquarters.
Yeah, the SI is SI.
Let us not forget the name of the particular unit in the first headquarters where all of this info was perpetrated. You get it because it's clearly stated in the invitation that was sent to her. And like she rightly mentioned, the head of that unit is the Moses
Jolugo.
Jolugo. Yeah. That's the head person, the officer head in that particular unit. So just give us a little moment. She would. So the invitation that she honored was from the Office of the Inspector General of Police, the Nigerian Police Force, the Special Investigation Unit, Force Headquarters, Louis Ennett House, Shehu Shagari Way, Central Area, Abuja. Right? And the head of that unit is CSP Moses Jolubu. Yes, CSP.
We are good with information. We know the station already.
Yes.
Shall be mentioned in the Moses since.
Yes.
So we are good. I think we are good. Thank you.
Document, the court document that you published, have you been able to independently authenticate that document?
Yes. When my chairman and the secretary started making noise and everything, so they finally brought me out. They made me sign an apology letter. So Nigerian police were the ones that were telling me what to write. So that the apology was they made me apologize to Adewale Oladako, an orator, that what I published was fake, that was not true. Immediately I did the apology. Adewale Oladako and his team screenshotted from my Instagram page, Media Rumor, and they sponsored, they did a paid advert on Instablog Nigeria with that apology I did, and then also when I was about to leave the station, Informer Ogoli made me do an undertaking that this letter that I did was not under duress. I did it really on my own. It's a lie. It was under duress. If you should have spent 3 days in the cell and you have seen God facing like this, anything they ask you to do, you do it. So they were not telling me what to do. Informer Ogoli, that we didn't sign this letter under duress. We didn't willingly, blah 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 blah. So immediately that letter was done, they took it to other media houses for publication.
We understand.
So to answer
the Instagram post of the court,
they made
what I did was that that's what they all of them are still there. They did not go after them. They didn't bring it down, only me. So what I did was that I did not bring it down. I told my staff to archive it. It's still there, but it's not deleted. I told them to archive it. Yes, they asked me to delete it. Yes, they asked me, but because obviously.
Can we access that particular post on your Instagram ID? No, you can't access it because it's on your Instagram.
I can tell them to archive it. But I have it on my phone. I have it on my phone. Yes, I have it on my phone.
It's an authentic order. No, you wanted to know if. Okay, just to clarify.
You wanted to know if she had authenticated the publication.
In clarifying on that, as a legal representative, I am saying it authoritatively that we have the CTC, the certified true copy of that particular order made by the Lagos State High Court on the 25th of March, which expressly stated that a public notice should be given to the general populace to prevent them from falling into this ditch, to prevent them from buying a property which is a subject of litigation, ongoing litigation. So we can make that certified copy of that order available to you, President. It is available.
It would be very great if we can do that.
We can
So
make that.
basically, were you the one that gave her this thing to publish on your behalf?
No, she already explained that.
It was Capital Garden. They are head of media.
I get you. No problem.
So there's no question mark on that.
Then sorry, I want to ask a question. So can a court injunction be classified as cyberbullying?
No.
Thank you very much. So to answer the question straightforward.
Yes, straight.
Straightforward.
Thank you.
Under no circumstance can obedience or compliance
To a
with a
lawful
court order made by a competent court of jurisdiction, under no circumstance can obedience to such order become categorized or classified as defamation or cyberbullying.
Thank you so much. Barrister, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.